Hello Summoners and welcome to another OP pick of the patch. In this video we're going to be telling you which champions are must picks in every role. Let us know down below if you have any feedback for videos like these. We definitely listen to you guys. There's a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. Starting with the top lane, it's pretty obvious that we have to talk about Riven, with a small twist of course. Both casual and experienced Riven players have been finding a lot of success with her right now. While there's no doubt that the Death's Dance plus Spear of the Shojin build is both strong and versatile, some notable Riven players such as Adrian and Revenge have started to build crit on her. The trade-off with this build are that you're able to be punished harder for mistakes, but you're going to do so much more damage. After using an ability, Riven's next auto attack is empowered with bonus damage. This bonus damage is also able to apply critical strike. Let's talk about the build. One strength about this build is that it isn't completely set in stone. If you realize mid-game that you need to be tankier, you can always start building your usual items, as crit items will still be useful in a tankier build. Make sure to run cooldown reduction as your offensive stat, as this build will only give you 30% cooldown reduction without it. For the crit build, you'll be rushing an Essence Reaver, then building an Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer. From there, you can build items depending on your needs: Death's Dance, Lord Dominic's Regard, Mortal Reminder, Guardian Angel, Sterix Gauge. When playing Riven, you'll be looking to farm up early. Depending on your matchup, you'll be looking to do one of two things. Either make the most of your mobility and use it to look for short trades to poke and disengage, or look for opportunities to take long fights, especially all-ins with your ultimate. Once you have your items, you'll practically be unstoppable in a side lane. In the mid and late game, you'll be using your pressure to push in a lane, killing your opponent if they try to stop your push, or roaming to look for plays when someone has to clear the waves you've pushed in. If you guys are interested in playing Riven at the highest level, then please check out ProGuides.com using the link below to go watch that box Riven guide. You guys will get so good at Riven. You'll get so much free low this season. The other top laner on our OP picks of the patch list is going to be Darius. He received a small change this patch, leading to his win rate increasing significantly. Darius was already a decent top laner in specific scenarios, but the damage and healing buff made to his Q, Decimate, have pretty much made him broken right now. As long as you're able to combo properly and land your Q on time during a fight, you can pretty much come out on top with ease. However, the best part about playing Darius is that he's super easy to play, so it'll only take 1 to 2 games before you can learn the gist of him. But when you do try him out in your normal games, try to practice all his combos and animation cancels to maximize your chances at winning. Once you do get comfortable with Darius, then your opponents are not going to have a fun time playing against you. Overall, Darius is sitting at the highest win rate in top lane right now, and is surely an S-tier pick once again. You're going to be looking to bully your opponents in the laning phase, and using your lane priority, you'll also be able to roam or skirmish early on, taking advantage of the strong early to mid game you have. Later on in the late game, you'll clear side waves with the intent to group and fight, since your split push isn't the best compared to other champions like Jax or Camille. Alright, now let's move on to the jungle. Before we get into the jungle, I do want to mention all the resources we have on ProGuides.com for you guys to get better at jungle this season. We have 24/7 coaching and guides with your favorite pro players. Please check it out using the description link. You won't regret it. Master Yi is a champion infamous for his role in boosting strategies and 1v9ing games. His straightforward high damage kit makes it nearly impossible to stop him from rolling over teams when he's ahead. When playing Master Yi, you'll be looking to power clear early on. If you have a duo partner, you'll want to definitely abuse the funnel strategy, where one of your solo laners plays a support for you, pulls their wave, and lets you farm it alongside your own jungle camps. When playing Master Yi, you'll be looking to farm up for your early items. Once you have your Blood Razor upgrade and Rage Blade, you'll be able to win practically any 1v1 and become a team fighting monster. Depending on your matchup, you'll still be able to fight the enemy jungler or take skirmishes with your teammates. Master Yi is not the strongest duelist, but he can win fights against champions who don't have reliable lockdown or burst. Against teams that lack crowd control, you'll want to look to teamfight after getting your items. By waiting patiently for opportunities to jump in the fray when your opponents are low, you can take complete advantage of this by jumping in and cleaning up the fight. You can maximize your effectiveness by jumping in when you have a guaranteed takedown to extend your ult duration and to reset your cooldowns. You'll be able to clean up fights with ease and melt your opponents as long as you're not behind. When you're against teams that make it difficult to teamfight with a lot of CC, you'll instead put your focus on split pushing and objectives. After his Rage Blade, Master Yi can tower dive almost any champion. Many players, including the ones playing Yi, underestimate Master Yi's strength as he's difficult to kite, deals insane true damage, and can dodge tower shots with his Q. Alright, on to mid lane. After seeing his win rate topple in 9.7 with 2 simultaneous nerfs, Sylas is having one of those nerfs reverted. He'll be having his W damage scaled back up to its original values, and our analysts believe that this will be enough to put him back into S tier. With the Aftershock nerfs this patch as well, Electrocute will become more common and a stronger keystone in certain situations. When playing Sylas, you want to play aggressively with your cooldowns during the early game. You're going to be looking for opportunities to trade, utilizing your passive to help farm and push the wave at the same time. Sylas' trades are strong, bursty, provide a shield, and heal him. Make sure to be patient and wait for your cooldowns, looking to use all of your abilities during a trade, otherwise just poking with your Q. After getting your opponents low, look for solo kills or push in your waves to roam. As Sylas, your strength is in team fighting. Consider what ultimates the enemy team has, and if any of them will benefit you, specifically at choke points. If so, try to steal those ults and then look to force either Dragon or Baron. You're going to want to be team fighting heavily because the mid game and the start of the late game are actually where he's strongest. Alright, now let's move on to the bot lane. There is no other contender than Vayne. While Riot has stated they are looking to make some changes during the future, coupled with a Ginsu's nerf coming soon, she is still going to terrorize the Rift in 9.9. Make sure to take advantage of this pick whenever possible because she's ridiculously overpowered where she currently stands. During the lane phase, you're going to be looking to dodge abilities and punish your opponents with your strong all-in. In matchups where their all-in is stronger, you can simply look to farm as you outscale practically all other marksmen or bot laners. With how strong Ginsu's is on Vayne, you'll win almost any front-to-back teamfight as long as you're not behind. After the lane phase, look to proactively push your lane and group with your team to fight. You can shred through Dragons and Baron, so make sure to let your team know and be aggressive in taking these objectives. If you've gotten a sizable lead, you can also commit to split pushing. 1v1ing a weaker opponent if they come to match you is a great way to win a game. After killing your opponent, you can then proceed to take turrets or force objectives. To round it all up, let's talk about our friends in the bot lane, the supports. First up is Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank was already a champion that had a ton of potential in solo queue, being one of the few supports capable of making game-winning plays throughout the entire game. Quite literally, he's a playmaking machine. While finding difficulty playing against other tanky supports, Blitzcrank has received a nice quality of life buff that should help him fit his aggressive archetype. His ultimate's passive will now target champions that he auto-attacks, having more reliable damage as well as having his passive mana shield shifted from current mana to max mana. Our analysts believe that Blitzcrank will hands down be the best support to pull yourself to victory. When playing Blitzcrank, look to invade whenever the enemy team has a weaker level 1. Be careful when they have champions like Braum or Galio, as invades can turn sour very quickly versus them. In situations where invading is safe, you have basically nothing to lose and can get a free kill or summoner spell out of it. In the early game, look to get minion wave advantages to look for grabs when the minion wave thins out, or when you're about to get level advantages over your opponents. When you push your opponents under the turret, you can look to roam mid or call your jungler to invade the enemy's bot side jungle. Also, after any reset, consider the possibility of running into a different lane for roam opportunities. You can catch solo laners off guard and are almost guaranteed to kill as long as you land your hook. As the game progresses, put a heavy emphasis on vision denial, looking to make as many picks as possible and grab objectives off those picks. This is where Blitzcrank's strength lies, and he'll find success doing this in both high and low elo by using pink wards and constantly sweeping for other wards. Another support that's received changes this patch is Soraka. Soraka is being rebalanced, losing some of her offensive strength, compensated by increased healing. While she's lost some damage, her heal after landing a Q as well as her self-healing will be increased and front-loaded. This means that she and her ally will both get more of the heal in the beginning, which leads to an increase in immediate health. While not being able to poke as hard, she's going to be even more annoying than before because of how much harder it will be to kill her teammates. As a fragile and immobile support, vision control will be much more difficult for you to accomplish by yourself. Stay grouped with your teammates throughout the game, warding when they are nearby and watching your positioning above all else. Soraka is one of the best team-fighting supports in the game, so play around that strength. Make sure to understand that one of Soraka's weaknesses is her reliance on her team, and then play around that. That covers our OP picks for the patch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what OP picks you're going to use down below, and if you guys are interested in getting better at League of Legends this season, then please check out the description link below. Thank you guys so much for watching, good luck in your next games, and we'll see you on the Rift.